What's up, everybody? Happy 2025. It is a new year and TF2 is still going strong, and it has been one of the craziest weeks in TF2 history. This has been one of the wildest weeks in the TF2 trading scene that I can ever remember. It's been absolutely insane. There's been so much going on. Every time something happened, I thought I have to make a video on this. I have to put something out now. And then a couple of days later, something else crazy happened. And I thought at the end of the day, I'm not going to give it to you piecemeal. I'm going to give it to you guys in one video, and we can see everything that's happened over the past week. And we can talk about which is the craziest feat that has happened over the past few days. Because I have to say, without an exaggeration, this has been one of the craziest weeks in TF2 ever in terms of item trading. Okay, so let's take a look. The first thing that happened that I saw, you can see here, is a trading kind of things that have been lost. A bunch of keys, a bunch of unusuals. This is 2,500 keys worth being traded for one item. What is that item, you ask? It is one of these. It is this skin here. It is one of the macaw skins. If you remember, I did a video a while back on the variations of the macaw skin, where you can have white gem, blue gem, orange gem. As you can see here, this is one with the hot unusual effect, and it was sold recently for 2,500 keys, around the same price as the white gem that was sold a while back. Absolutely crazy. I love this, the fact that it's all orange. You've just got the tip of the barrel there, slightly different color. Absolutely amazing look. And this war paint is incredibly rare, incredibly valuable. Take a look at the video I did on the macaw skins, because it's absolutely insane how you can have so many different variations with one skin. It is truly one of the most impressive skins in TF2, and how all of these skins, by a lot of people, they just don't know them. They don't know that you can get these all-in-one colors from certain skins. So this was sold for 2,500 keys, an absolutely crazy amount of money for just one skin. And then we have this trade. Now, some of you are probably looking at this thinking, that's just one golden pan being sold for 4 golden pans and 1,300 in keys. Why is that being sold? Well, maybe this will explain. It is a double spelled golden frying pan. It has 2 Halloween spells on it, and for that reason becomes incredibly valuable, incredibly more rare. Now, what are spells? For those of you who don't know about spells, they are something from Halloween's gone past. They are something that was introduced by Valve to TF2. You could get spells and you could add them to your weapons, to your hats, to cosmetics, anything you wanted, and it would have an effect. For example, Pumpkin Bombs here has an effect where if you attach it to a rocket launcher, you will have purple smoke coming out of the barrel when you fire a rocket, and the rocket will have an exploding pumpkin effect. Now, there are also ones that add different footstep colors. There will be ones that add different voice modifiers and things like that. However, a few years afterwards, Valve stopped adding spells into the game, and they in fact removed them. If you had spells lying in your backpack, they would get deleted. That means any item that has a spell on it is fairly unique, because you cannot add spells onto items anymore. And there are some rare items, for example, the golden pan, that has 2 spells on it, and you cannot make another double spell golden pan. Now, I'm unaware of how many of these actually exist. I've seen a double spelled golden pan before. There was a viewer on my stream who used to own one and sold it for many, many thousands. But when you consider a regular golden frying pan is worth around $6,000, this trade alone was worth $28,000. $28,000 for a double spell golden pan. That is an absolutely insane increase in value. That's like over a quadruple increase in value just because it has the double spell on it. Absolutely crazy trade that happened. And honestly, any other day of the week, this would have been the biggest news that happened. This would have been the biggest news of the week. But more stuff happened to make it an absolutely mental week. What was the next thing that happened? This trade happened. You can take a look here, and you're probably looking at some of these hats thinking, wow, there's a couple of spelled originals there. We have a Demon Flame Crones, which is around 10,000 keys. Those of you eager-eyed can see the bonk there. That's probably worth around 8,000 keys or so. This was for a Spellbound Crones. We can take a look here. This was tweeted by the person who purchased it, Vital, and it is a double-spelled Spellbound Crones Dome. Now, the Crones Dome for me is the quintessential Halloween TF2 hat. It is one of the more, I don't know, iconic hats in TF2 for the Halloween period. It is one of the oldest and also has some of the most effects available on it. This has Spectral Spectrum and Headless Horseshoes, the two Halloween spells added onto it. The Spellbound effect is absolutely fantastic as well. This trade alone is worth over $40,000. $40,000 for one item. This has broken the record for the biggest sale of a single unusual in history. If you remember, I did a video towards the end of last year talking about how the record for the most expensive unusual had been broken. Well, it hasn't taken very long for it to get broken again. This is now the most valuable unusual in TF2. The double spell obviously increasing the value, as we saw with the Golden Pan, increases the value somewhat. But in general, this has been the most expensive trade for an unusual in history. If you remember, I did a video a while back on the biggest trade that has ever happened in TF2, and that was for $50,000. That was 10 Golden Pans for an entire unusual boy collection. This has nearly reached that mark for one singular hat. An absolutely crazy trade. So crazy, in fact, that it was picked up by a lot of different people, including PC Gamer, who wrote an article about it. And I'll link this in the description if you want to check it out to listen to some of the comments made about it. And it talks about going for around $40,000, making it the most expensive trade for an unusual in history. And again, making this week even crazier than it had been already with these big trades that have been happening. We're already nearly reaching the $100,000 mark in terms of the value of TF2 items so far. We're going to break that mark with the next piece of news. Another crazy thing happened. Now, you're going to take a look at this here, and you might be confused at first. This is something you can do on Backpack TF, where you can see the changes in someone's backpack between times. Okay, so you can see what was in their backpack before and what happened next. And you can see all of these skins here were lost and traded for this. Bit of a spoiler alert, if you know what's going on. But as you can see with these skins here, these are all factory new, strange skins, all worth in the region between 1,000 to 1,500 keys. That's a lot of value for each of these skins, but it's a lot of value in total. What is this? What is this going on here? Well, another tweet from Vital here, which talked about the biggest trade up in TF2 history. Now, for those of you who don't know what a trade up is when you take a bunch of items of a certain grade and you can put them in to the trade up system to try and get something of the next grade up to try and, get the better item. This has been around in CSGO, and it's something that's been around in TF2, and a lot of people do trade ups in TF2 to try and get better items. Now, the thing with this is this was going for an item that doesn't exist. This was going for an item that doesn't exist. They were going for the strange factory new top shelf minigun. None of those exist, and the value of all of the items put into this trade up was $20,000. $20,000 worth of items. These are all strange factory new items to try and go for the top shelf minigun in a strange factory new form. Even so, with all of that investment, you only had a 33% chance. A 33% chance. A 1 in 3 chance of getting it. You can take a look here at the video that was posted, and they put the stamp on and trying to go for that top shelf minigun. A 1 in 3 chance. $20,000 gamble on a 1 in 3 chance. And it wasn't the one that they wanted. Sadly, they got the strange top shelf grenade launcher, which as of before this, 3 of them already existed. This is the 4th now to exist. Not getting that top shelf minigun in strange factory new form, which have been, like I said, a one of one, the only one to exist, and would have been incredible. I mean, a one of one and incredibly valuable. But absolutely crazy. So this is the biggest trade up in TF2 history. $20,000 put in for that 1 in 3 chance. That was a week in TF2, guys. That was the craziest, in my opinion, the wildest week that we have seen in terms of TF2 trading in TF2 history. I can't think of anything that tops it. We got the sale of a hot orange macaw, orange gem macaw for 2,500 keys. That would have been a notable sale to do a video about. And then we had the sale of a double spelled golden pan for $28,000. A quadruple markup on a regular golden pan just for those double spells. And then we had the sale of a double spelled spellbound Crones dome for over $40,000 worth of items. That was keys, unusuals, and cash for one unusual, breaking the record for the most expensive unusual in TF2 history. And then another record being broken with the highest value of a trade up in TF2 history, $20,000 spent on a 33% chance to get a strange factory new top shelf minigun that was sadly ultimately unsuccessful. An absolutely crazy week. Which one of those events was the most interesting, most exciting for you? Which one do you think is the craziest? And honestly, which of those do you think is going to be broken? Do you think we're going to see the sale of rarer golden pans? Do you think we're going to see the unusual record broken again? Do you think we're ever going to see a higher trade up than 20 grand? I honestly don't know, but it does show that 2025 has gotten off to a great start in TF2, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the year has to offer for us. I hope you guys had a great holiday season. I'm excited to enter 2025 with you and see what else TF2's got to offer. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.